John Lennon and Paul McCartney are widely regarded as two of the greatest songwriters of all time, having created an extraordinary number of iconic tracks for the Beatles. Over the years, their approach to writing music evolved significantly. In the band's early period, Paul and John often worked side by side, collaborating at each other's homes while occasionally writing separately. As their musical tastes and individual voices became more distinct, they began composing more independently, though they continued to refine and polish each other's work. Despite who took the lead on a particular song, every track written by the duo for the Beatles was credited to Lennon-McCartney. This joint authorship stemmed from a deal they had made in their youth, long before they became international superstars. Even so, there was a healthy sense of competition between the two. Both were eager to produce the standout songs and become the dominant creative force behind the Beatles' biggest hits. They each later admitted that this rivalry often spurred them to reach new creative heights. In a 1980 interview with Playboy, John Lennon reflected on the competitive dynamic, noting that there had always been a subtle race to claim the A-sides and hit singles. He remarked that in the band's earlier phase, he had largely taken the lead, especially on singles and movie-related tracks. He explained that Paul sang the bridge in A Hard Day's Night simply because the melody was out of John's vocal range. Paul McCartney, too, has acknowledged this behind-the-scenes rivalry. During a 2018 appearance on 60 Minutes, he spoke about how the two of them quietly pushed each other. Imitating what he imagined John might have thought, Paul said Lennon likely felt the pressure to write something strong if McCartney had just penned a great track. Paul admitted he had similar feelings. Whenever John came up with something impressive, he felt motivated to match it. He gave the example of Strawberry Fields Forever, explaining that his response to John's nostalgic tune was to write Penny Lane, which drew on his own childhood memories in Liverpool. Among the many songs that sparked admiration between them, there was one in particular that Lennon later admitted had made him envious, All My Loving. Reflecting on it in an interview with Playboy, John said that although the song was entirely Paul's, he considered it an exceptional piece of songwriting. He did, however, take pride in his own guitar part on the track. The song appeared on the Beatles' second album, With the Beatles, and stood out as an early masterpiece of McCartney's lyrical and melodic ability. Music historian Mark Lewison praised the composition in his writing, calling it Paul's most advanced and remarkable work up to that point. Paul also shared that All My Loving was unique in his catalog because it was the first time he wrote the lyrics before the music. He noted that it wasn't his usual method and admitted he's rarely done it since. Interestingly, despite Lennon's later appreciation for All My Loving, Paul revealed that there was only one song during their time in the Beatles that John openly complimented him on. It was Here, There, and Everywhere from the Revolver album. Paul recalled how, as the song ended during a playback, John turned to him and simply said that he really liked it. Paul confessed that he was so touched by the remark that he still remembers it clearly all these years later, describing his reaction as quietly thrilled, though he laughed at himself, calling it pathetic how much that single moment meant to him.